I'm Caitlin Himes, and for my speech, I chose intimacy and conflict for my general topics and the interpersonal needs theory for my specific topic. I chose these particular concepts because intimacy and conflict were the topics that I was most interested in. To me, they are the two most important concepts out of the choices. They are the two biggest things that pretty much determine whether a relationship works out or not. It is important to understand competent interpersonal communication because the better you understand it, the more likely things will work out between you two. This is because you understand what a relationship goes through and you can determine what you are willing to go through to make sure the relationship works out. Intimacy is blending your heart with someone else's in a way that you can see who they really are and they can see who you really are. Intimacy makes us feel like we are alive and like we are found, like someone has actually taken the time to look deeper into our soul to really get to know who we are. I got this from Shana Shutt, What is the Definition of Intimacy? Conflict is kind of the opposite of intimacy, where with intimacy you feel good and you work together. Conflict is a disagreement. The will to not really work together but against each other. Conflict makes us angry and possibly disappointed. It is when two opinions or thoughts clash together because they are similar. The interpersonal needs theory is a theory that when people want to get together, they need the motivation and communication to meet the three basic needs that everyone needs in a relationship. These are affection, inclusion, and control. This is from our book, Communication, Making Connections by Saylor, Bell, and Mazur, pages 355-356. This theory is relevant to both my topics because they all work together. This theory relates to intimacy because intimacy is one of the needs in the theory. It is part of affection. This theory relates to conflict because if the needs of the theory aren't met, it will result in conflict. These people will continue to disagree and an argument will arise. In my relationship, we communicate enough to meet the three needs of this theory. We're obviously close enough to feel like we belong with each other and aren't excluded. We share control in the relationship, so no one is really in control the entire time. We don't boss each other around, and we don't always have to be in charge. We have known each other long enough to really be open with one another, and we show affection for each other in many different ways because we don't have the option to always be with each other. We connect very well, and we have really good communication. We are also able to talk to each other in such ways to avoid simple conflict and, for the most part, disagreement. Interpersonal relationships can be found anywhere with anyone. You just have to find which person you're willing to work with and build up from there.